Okay, welcome everyone. Happy June. 8 days to go. Thanks for zooming in. Let's start our meeting by doing the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the Republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. We have our guest speakers here today, Mrs. Borelli, Mr. Barrow, Mr. Velarde, whoever would like to go first.
I'll do the honors to go first. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I can't believe that this is our last PTA meeting of the year. We've had so many things happen throughout the entire year, and we couldn't have been as successful as we are without the PTA. So we appreciate everything you've done. Sorry about that. I'll just shut that off. We've been busy. I have to tell you, and it's all about this time celebrating our success and hard work, because now we're down, we finished the NJSLA, which is great news. We're all done with that. The students really tried hardest. They did their best. We had the spring showcase of the arts at Becton, where it was fantastic as always. Mr. and Mrs. Schweikart did a great job. So was Miss Romero and Miss Francica with the dance and the theater. It was phenomenal. It really was. We also, thank you, PTA, we had a reward for our students, which we try to do yearly, is the Holly Rock Show. They were so thrilled. It was really loud. And Mr. Velarde's and Mr. Barrow's group came over by me, and they were really loud too. So it was fun. Yeah, those are some of the pictures. Yeah, they really did have a blast with the teachers, and it was nice. And thank you for that, because they look forward to it every year. It wouldn't be a year without that closure of the NJSLA, without the Holly Rock Show, for sure. Also, talent show. We had one on June 3rd. We brought it back. We used to do it years ago. It was all centered around our students, and they showcased their talent. We had first place, second place. All of them did a fantastic job. It was not easy standing up there in front of a crowd of your peers performing, but they really were able to soar through it, and I'm very proud of them all. It was nice to see that. Yesterday, we went to Kalahari, our 8th grade. This is our 8th grade now specialty of the year. This is where they get to really enjoy the last final days of Faust school. And some of them, are upset, and some of them are like, I can't wait. But I have to tell you, every time I see them the following year, they come back and they always say, we miss you. We miss Faust. So it's always nice to hear that. And I said, what, you miss us telling you what to do every minute of the day? And they're like, yes. I'm like, okay, that's great. I like that. So we had Kalahari. A lot of other things are coming up too. If I can just look here quickly. This Friday, we have our Trills and Thrills Music Festival. Students go down to Toms River area, and then after that, they go to the Park of Great Adventure. So they compete, and then they get rewarded. All schools go and they compete against each other. We're having field day coming up, which is the 10th. Hopefully it will not rain like tomorrow. Mr. Velarde's field day is right now a little shaky. But we'll see. Hopefully the sun will shine, and everything will go well. Either way, rain or shine, it always goes. The students just love it. We also, let's see. Whew, we did quite a bit. We're having our 8th grade breakfast coming up, 8th grade practice, their 8th grade formal. They just keep celebrating all through the entire. Oops, I'm so sorry. Here, that is not good. Okay, before my dog starts up again, this is the problem when you're on home. I'm sure there's several other things that I forgot, because it's the end of the year and there's so many activities and events going on, but I want to thank the PTA for everything they've done for us again all year. I'm sure Mr. Velarde and Mr. Barrow will come up with a few things that I haven't meant. There's so much. It's like a never-ending list. And we look forward again to working with you next year. And to end, our graduation will be on May 17th. We will be saying goodbye to our 8th graders and wishing them well. And we are going to miss this group because they really were a fantastic group. But everyone coming up always is once they get to that grade level. So thank you for having me, and have a nice summer and enjoy.
Thank you, Mrs. Bradley. Hopefully, I'll catch you at Trills and Thrills on Friday. If not, I'll see you on Monday at Field Day.
Kalahari was big. Was enough right now for me. I usually don't go on the Great Adventure one. I'm always the bag holder. Okay. So they know where to find me, and I get all the bags and everything, even Kalahari. I mean, those students really had a blast there. I mean, I have to tell you, they were wiped out by
Oh,
three.
that's so great to hear.
Yeah, so it's all fun. This time of year is just celebration after celebration of their hard work. So I thank you for everything.
Well, thank you for everything, Mrs. Borelli. Have an amazing summer. Thank you. Any questions for Mrs. Borelli? Please feel free to put it in the chat.
There are no messages in the chat.
Okay, have a good night, everyone.
You too. Have a good night, Mrs. Borelli. Thank you, Kevin. Mr. G, thank you so much for joining us. So we have Mr. G, Mr. Barrow, and Mr. Velarde, who would like to go next, please.
I'm not sure if you can see me. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
We hear you and we see you.
Yep.
How are you, everyone? Thank you so much. Sorry, I was just getting home, running around, trying to get on as soon as I possibly could. Thank you all for a wonderful, wonderful year. It has been a rewarding year. We've done a lot of work in the district with CUSAC, passing CUSAC. We're just waiting for the official notice that's supposed to be coming this month. We're waiting for it. I just wanted to thank my administration, top-notch administrators, and my staff for a job well done this year. All of my students, as Mrs. Borelli said, I can't believe they're going to be graduating next week. I just can't believe it. Actually on the 17th, which is on that Monday. I'm excited. I can't wait for the commencement ceremony. Again, we look forward to the 24-25 school year. PTA been nothing but the best. We appreciate all of the hard work, all of our parents, our moms, our dads that are involved each and every day to make sure that East Rutherford is the best place in the world to raise their children and to send their children to school. So again, Mrs. Green, I wish you well. I don't know if I know your position is up, I believe. Again, if there's nobody that's going to take your place, I do hope you stay on as president. It's been wonderful working with you and the entire executive committee. And that's really all I have.
Thank you, Mr. G. We are actually having elections at the end of tonight's meeting. So if you are staying on, you'll be able to catch it.
Sounds great.
Thank you, Mr. G. Have an amazing summer. Any questions for Mr. G? Please feel free to put it in the chat. And it's been wonderful working with you as well. Thank you so much for everything and for all your support.
It's been a pleasure.
I see no questions in the chat for Mr. G.
Okay, thank you, Mr. G. Mr. Barrow, Mr. Velarde.
Good evening, everyone. Happy June. Echoing the sentiment of how are we already in June and how are we 8 school days away from the end of this year. I'm going to flip my typical script and start with the thank yous. PTA, thank you so much for the Holly Rock Show, the teacher, administrative professionals, principal appreciation gestures that you provided throughout May, our field day t-shirts, you taking care of us with a little treat at the end of field day tomorrow, your help in organizing the volunteers for everything for today's field trip, and literally everything you've done for us throughout the course of the school year. We are so fortunate to have such an engaged and dedicated group, and it's one of those things where all we do is we ask a simple question and you all come through in droves to help support us and our students. And we are extremely appreciative of that on behalf of, the Lincoln School Staff district wide. We are just so thankful to have such a great core. And we wish everybody luck, obviously, with the voting tonight. I know a hot topic right now is, as Mrs. Burhally said, the weather and field day tomorrow. One of the benefits of being on site is that we can be extremely flexible. So we are holding out until the absolute last minute to make that determination. I encourage students to, while wearing their t-shirts for school tomorrow, maybe bring a change of clothes so that they could get changed if we do have to call it off. There is the threat of thunderstorms, but it seems to go from 30 to 50 to 30 to 50. So we're going to play it by ear. We're going to do what's best interest for the kids in terms of safety and well-being first. Our goal is to get it in, but we will see where it goes. And as soon as we make a call, I will send something home just so everybody knows, whether it's a Genesis blast or just having the homeroom teachers reach out to their individual mailing lists. Either way, it doesn't change much operationally for us. Kids are still here. We're still taking care of everything. On our typical field day, there's no changes to lunch anyway. But like I said, we will get the message out as soon as we make a call, but we're going to make it last minute with the hopes that we can get this in for a couple hours tomorrow. Our 4th and 5th graders absolutely crushed it with their spring showcase this year. On the radio was fantastic. I'm hoping everybody got the parent letter I blasted out that had the link to the recording in there so that you could watch it. We had a blast going back, and our typical routine is the day after we bring them together in the gym and we watch it as a group. And it's hysterical because, the 6 weeks leading up to it, they're like, oh, we got to sing this one more time. And then sure enough, the day after the show, they are belting out in song as they watch themselves on repeat. So, it was fantastic. Parents, thank you for all your support in doing this. The t-shirts looked fantastic this year. We were very happy with those and that we were able to also make those our field trip t-shirts. I want to thank the visual performing arts staff, Miss Michelle, Miss Francica, Miss Romero Gonzalez, Mr. and Mrs. Schweikart, and also our Spanish world language department. As our other cycle, they were, they had to bear some sacrifices, but were so fantastic, Senora Cuello and Senora Martinez, in helping to support this program. It was wonderful and another successful performance of the arts. A number of you here tonight were with us today, so I want to start with thank you so much for a fantastic field trip today. I will be very honest in that I was nervous taking 200 people to the Great Falls and to the museum and to the game. But I mean, today was perfect. You can see my forehead's still a little pale compared to my cheeks from the hat tan. The kids had a blast. We were able to sit in the amphitheater of the Great Falls National Park, and one of the park rangers spoke to us for about half an hour. We transitioned down to the Patterson Museum, which I have never been to either of those prior to today, so I can't wait to go back. But I mean, seeing all the industry, the silk industry, you had all the emergency response vehicles and so many great opportunities for them to engage in some really cool local history. And then our walk up to Hinchcliffe Stadium and to check out the Jackals game. It was a fantastic experience. So again, thank you parents that volunteered to help. Thank you to all the parents who, getting the permission slips in, the field trip money, like all that stuff. Things went as absolutely smooth as they could have gone on our end today. And I am so grateful for such a great community vibe that was able to put that all together. I hope the kids had a blast. We did create a shared Google Photos album. So all of our teachers are in the process of populating that. And that's something that we'll share out to our families so that this way you can all kind of check out some of the things that they were doing and experiencing today. The last thing I'm going to say, I sent out that parent letter a couple times over the last few days. Please refer to that. There's a ton of information in there. I know I'm sorry, but it's the end of the year and I like to get out all those little details. Any questions, call the main office, email me directly. Even if you just need the letter again, send me an email directly and I'll get it to you. And I appreciate all your support, all the love for Lincoln School and our community, and have a great summer.
Thank you, Mr. Velarde. Any questions for Mr. Velarde? Please feel free to put it in the chat.
I see no questions in the chat.
Thank you, Mr. Velarde, and thank you for everything this school year. Thank you very much. Mr. Barrow?
Good evening, everyone. Mr. G, Mrs. Burali, and Mr. Velarde, you pretty much said a lot in reference to appreciation for the school year. Students were amazing, staff, PTA, not say enough, Mrs. Green, executive board, and all the parents that volunteers that helped throughout the whole year for all the activities. Thank you for all that you have done and continue to do. Just going to go through some important dates, things that have been done, but most importantly, the rest of the year. We have our third grade moving up ceremony. We've done a lot and we'll continue to do a lot with our third grade as they move on to Lincoln School. But field day, we had 2 field days, pre-K and then also our K to 3. So I just want to thank everyone's involvement and participation and support with that. We were very fortunate with really beautiful days and everyone's collaboration with that. We have conducted our kindergarten orientation last Thursday evening. In addition to that, thank you, Mr. Lyon. In addition to that, we've started today, tomorrow, and then also Friday. We're conducting our kindergarten screenings. So if you know of anyone that has registered that maybe didn't sign up for a K screening, please contact the office. The hope is to get that in at some point during the summer, early July if possible, but our case screenings are really set was today, tomorrow, and Friday. Thank you to all that are helping facilitate that this week and all the kindergarten team, staff, Dr. King Dobson, Ms. Esposito for their help with the K team facilitating K orientation this past Thursday. We're really excited to have our first and third grade concerts tomorrow evening. So our first grade concert is at 6 p.m. at Mackenzie School, and our third grade is at 7 p.m. So with that said, students are to come 20 minutes prior to their time. Communications and reminders have gone out. There will be one reminder going out tomorrow. So hopefully the Genesis communication will be sent out and sent out well. We're really excited. It is really more of like a circus theme. I will ask, I know that Ms. Hernandez has collaborated, put a lot of time in. Please make sure if some of your children are dressing up with the theme, just to make sure that it's friendly, positive, and great. It's all in the communication that goes out, and we're really excited about their performance. They're really talented. Our speakers, there's a couple nice surprises in there as well for tomorrow. So we're really excited. Our first and third grade teams and other staff have really collaborated well with Ms. Hernandez, and we're going to have a great time tomorrow evening. We have Friday, we have our second grade trip to the bowling alley. So we're really excited about that. And we also have our Spirit Week, Spirit Days from now, from Friday onto the last day of school. So we had our third grade do a Google form with our third grade team. They gave a bunch of ideas and they voted on their top. As you can see, Mr. Lyons has it up. It's also on the website if you need to access it. Our spirit themes for the remainder of the year, our third grade brainstormed a whole bunch of ideas and they picked those top 6. There is an add-on for Friday for red, white, and blue for Flag Day the following Friday, for the exception of possibly third grade, because that will be their third grade breakfast and clap out that we're really our annual clap out that we're excited for. So thank you, third grade parents, for all your support for that. Getting into next week, we have Monday, we have our third grade trip to Liberty Science Center. So we're excited for that trip. We have our pre-K 4 moving up ceremony the following day, which is Tuesday. And then we have a theme day, as noted. We have a character Tuesday, dress up like your favorite character on that Tuesday as well. Wednesday, we have a multicultural day and assembly. So please wear attire that represents your country or that you're proud of and that you associate with. And our third grade moving ceremony is next Thursday at 9:45 a.m. That will be at Mackenzie School Gym. All third grade parents have been invited. Many communications have gone out. And we went over the clap out. Last but not least, our last day of school is our final Spirit Day. And we're really just focusing on wear your favorite summer vacation attire. Please, no flip-flops or sandals, sneakers work well. But we're really excited about celebrating our students. As everyone noted, can't believe it's towards the end of June. So Valari said there's 8 days left. But we're really excited to celebrate our students, have a little fun along the way, and really just showcase their talents. As you can see, there's a magnitude of events going on from our Super Bowl of graduation within our 8th grade. It's the highest honor with Mrs. Brawley and Faust School, the last day of school on the 17th. And then we have so many more activities that are really involved. Really proud, really appreciative of the PTA and all that the students, teachers, and staff have done. And I thank you for all your support.
Mr. Barrow, can you just repeat the date of the pre-K moving up ceremony?
Mr. Barrow, I'm not sure if you heard that. We had a request for the pre-K moving up ceremony date. Oh, he may have gone on frozen.
It looks like he's frozen out.
Yeah. I believe I have that.
I think it was Tuesday the 11th, I think, but
I just wanted to note it in the notes and I missed it.
yeah.
Pre-K moving up is on the 11th,
Yep, okay.
and 3rd grade moving up ceremony is on the 13th.
13th, yep. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Jill. Any questions for Mr. Barrow? Please feel free to put it in the chat.
There are no questions in the chat.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Mr. Barrow. Okay, correspondence, Kevin.
Yep, we have several correspondences this month. Dear Mrs. Green and members of the East Rutherford PTA, thank you so very much for arranging the Holly Rock game show to come to Faust School. All of our students thoroughly enjoyed participating in this fun and educational event. It was a great experience for all. As always, we truly appreciate your efforts and the contributions that your organization makes to our school community. Sincerely, Regina Barali, Principal A.S. Faust Middle School, Peter Velarde, Principal Lincoln School, and Brian Barrow, Principal of Mackenzie School. Here's some pictures of that Holly Rock taken from Twitter, or X, I guess it's called now. Dear Mrs. Green and members of our East Rutherford PTA, at this time I would like to express my gratitude to you and your organization for the delicious sandwiches and salads that were sent to our staff members on Teacher Appreciation Day, May 7th, 2024. The food was delicious and thoroughly enjoyed by all. We are so fortunate to have such generous and thoughtful people acknowledge our daily accomplishments, and we are truly grateful for your continued support. Warm regards, Regina Barali, Principal of A.S. Faust Middle School. Thanks, it was so nice of you to be so nice to me. Dear the PTA, from Judy Schneider. Dear ERPTA, thank you so much for the gift card and taking the time to acknowledge me for being Faust School's Teacher of the Year. Your kindness and generosity is greatly appreciated. Wishing you all a wonderful summer. Sincerely, Lauren Savitillo. And dear ERPTA, thank you for the yummy Teacher Appreciation Day lunch. We are so lucky to have a supportive PTA that shower our teachers with gifts and words of encouragement, EREA. And dear PTA, thank you for supporting our field day events. The athletes and staff looked super in their t-shirts, and the water was definitely appreciated by all. Katie Petrone and Judy Schneider. Your kindness is greatly appreciated. And that is the correspondence for this month.
Thank you, Kevin. Treasurer's report, Paula.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so here's the treasurer's report for May 2024. Our ending balance, the PTA's ending balance is $22,913.63. We did really well in our last fundraiser, Tricky Trace, so thank you for all the volunteers. And the 8th grade committee ending balance is $9,565.13, and everything ties to the bank statement.
Thank you, Paula. Thanks for keeping us balanced all year. Thank you. For membership, there is nothing new to report. Alyssa had mentioned we are currently staying at 241 members, and please stay tuned throughout the summer to see when we have membership signups come up. So please stay tuned, and we hope you sign up again. Memberships are for every yearly, so you need to sign up every year in August or September to be a member for the school year. So we hope you come back and register again with us for the next school year. 8th grade committee, Yuck unfortunately couldn't be with us tonight, but she wanted to say thank you to all the parents who donated, volunteered, canned, and supported our 8th grade fundraising efforts this year. And if you have a child going into 8th grade next year, please let PTA know if you would like to become a committee member or one of the 2 to 3 co-chairs. All you have to do is become a PTA member, and you can be part of the committee or be one of the chairs. And thank you again. We are excited for the class of 2024 to graduate on June 17th. Congratulations to our 8th grade. Old business, please make sure to check out our June meeting minutes and treasurer's report. They will be posted on our PTA page on the district website. Tricky Tray, Jill?
So we had our first Tricky Tray on May 17th. We had about 200-ish people in attendance, a little over. It was a huge success. A lot of people on this call right now were there. I think everyone had a really great time. We got a lot of really good feedback. We definitely have our notes of things that we want to do for next year, like having a DJ with a microphone so people can actually hear you. But it seemed to go really well. And I think we ended up making about 14,000-ish, a little bit more, I think, after everything was said and done. So it was a really awesome fundraiser for the PTA, and looking forward to how we're going to use those funds for the students next year. And a huge thank you to Cherise. I forgot to thank her at the night of the Tricky Tray. We had flowers and everything, and I just totally forgot. So thank you to her for kind of spearheading this group and keeping us all in line and making sure we got it all done, because I couldn't have done it. So.
Thank you, Jillian and Tricky Tray Committee, and Cherise, and all the volunteers. Thank you for all you did to make the event amazing, and we look forward to doing it again next year. Or if I'm not here, hopefully the incoming board does it again. Thank you. New business. This is the part everyone's been waiting for. Nominating committee. The next business before the PTA is the election of officers. Our secretary, Jillian Colley, will be reading the section of our local PTA bylaws, sections Article 6, Section 1 through 5.
Thank you. Christine, I'm glad you just said 6, because I was trying to figure out Roman numerals in my head and it was not processing. So, all right. Nope. Article 6, officers. So Section 1, the officers of this local PTA shall be president, vice president, recording secretary, and corresponding secretary, and a treasurer. Section 2, officers shall be elected by ballot at a general membership meeting biannually in the month of June. A term of office shall be 2 years or until a successor is elected. Section 3, when there is but one candidate for an office, the ballot for that office may be dispensed with. An election held by voice vote. A majority vote shall be required for election. Section 4, the following provisions shall govern the qualifications and eligibility of individuals to be officers of the PTA. A, each officer shall be a member of this local PTA. B, no officers may be eligible to serve more than 2 consecutive terms in the same office. C, a person who has served more than one half of a term shall be deemed to have served a full term in such office. D, each officer shall be at least 18 years of age as of the date of the election. I wish that was my problem. E, no person shall hold more than one office at a time. F, each officer shall have completed annual leadership training provided by or approved by the New Jersey PTA. Section 5, officers shall assume their official duties annually on July 1st. All outgoing officers shall deliver to their successors all of the official material not later than 10 days following the conclusion of their term or in case of resignation. In accordance with the local PTA bylaws, we will now proceed with the election of the officers.
Thank you, Jillian, maybe for the last time. Things are going to get interesting. Okay. We will now hear the report from our nominating committee chair, Jessica De Vega.
Hi, Christine. Thank you so much. And thank you, Jill. So the nominating committee, which is comprised of myself, Jessica De Vega, along with Kerry Breen and Holly Wagner, who are both on this Zoom meeting as well, we place in nomination the following. For President, Kevin Lyon. For Vice President, Jillian Cawley. For Recording Secretary, Tara Pashon. For Corresponding Secretary, Christine Green. For Treasurer, Paula Restrepo. Onto the committees. For Membership Chair, Sharice Brown. For Bylaws Chair, Shannon Cowan. For Ways and Means, which is Fundraising Chair, Linda Lyon. For Social Media Chair, Holly Wagner. For Cultural Events Chair, Alyssa Foster. And for the 3 school representatives, for Mackenzie Rep, Cindy Tejada. For Lincoln Rep, Tara Peshon. And for Faust Rep, Shannon Cowan. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jessica, Holly, and Carrie, for all your hard work and coming up with all these names. I might actually be able to take a vacation now. Thank you. So now we will proceed. The officers you have elected for the East Rutherford PTA for 2024 to 2026 again are: for President, Kevin Lyon; for Vice President, Jillian Cawley; for Recording Secretary, Tara Pashon; for Corresponding Secretary, Christine Green; for Treasurer, Paula Restrepo; for Membership Chair, Sharice Brown; for Bylaws Chair, Shannon Cowan; for Ways and Means, Fundraising Chair, Linda Lyon; for Social Media Chair, Holly Wagner; for Cultural Events Chair, Alyssa Foster; for Mackenzie Rep, Cindy Tejada; for Lincoln Rep, Tara Pashon; and for Faust Rep, Shannon Cowan. So now we are going to be voting with each name. Members of the board, for the office of President, we are nominating Kevin Lyon. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Do we all have to vote, Christine? Is that how that works? I don't know
It's
how this
just,
works.
yeah, I mean, everyone can just say aye. I mean, I just need 1 or 2. Okay.
Okay, perfect. I just wasn't sure.
Next office for Vice President, Jillian Cawley. Members of the board, can I get a second to motion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 For the office of Recording Secretary, Tara Pashon. Members of the board, can I get a second to motion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
For the office of Corresponding Secretary, members of the board, can I get a second motion? All in favor, please say aye. Christine Green.
Aye.
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 Thank you. I can't vote for myself, so thank you. For the office of Treasurer, Paula Restrepo. Members of the board, can I get a second to motion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 For the office of Membership Chair, Sharice Brown. members of the board, can I get a second to motion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay. For the office of bylaws chair, Shannon Cowan, members of the board, can I please get a second to motion? Please say aye.
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 For the office of ways and means fundraising chair, Linda Lyon, sorry, Linda. Members of the board, can I get a second to motion? Please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay. For the office of social media chair, Holly Wagner, members of the board, can I get a second to motion? Please say aye.
Aye.
For the office of cultural events chair, Alyssa Foster, members of the board, can I please get a second to motion? Please say aye.
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 Okay. For the office of Mackenzie rep, Cindy Tejada, members of the board, can I please get a second to motion? Members say aye. Aye.
Aye.
For the office of Lincoln rep, Tara Prashant, members of the board, can I please get a second to motion? Please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
And for the office of Faust rep, Shannon Cowan, members of the board, can I get a second to motion? Please say aye.
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 Thank you, board. Thank you, incoming board, for accepting these positions. This is the first year that I can remember in the last 6 years that we actually have a full board with all positions full. So thank you very much, nominating committee, for doing your job very well and filling these positions. At this point in the meeting, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat.
There are no questions in the chat. Congratulations to all from Mr. G.
Thank you, Mr. G. Okay. And I think we might have an end of the year slideshow, that year in review. There we go. Just to recap all the wonderful things we did this year. Hope everybody enjoyed our year in review. We look forward to coming back and doing that and then some for the next school year. Please take a look at our upcoming school calendar half days and last day of school. Our next meeting will be in October. Please stay tuned for more details from our incoming PTA board. At this time, wanted to say congratulations to our 8th grade on their graduation, as well as pre-K 4 and 3rd grade on their moving ups. I wanted to say thank you to my PTA board, Mr. G and Board of Ed, our 3 principals, Mrs. Borelli, Mr. Barrow, Mr. Velarde, and last but not very least, again, to my PTA board for all your support and all that you do. It has been an honor and a privilege to have served as your president for the last 4 years. I couldn't have done it with any of you, without you. So thank you, thank you, thank you for everything. Good luck to our incoming PTA board. Thank you for zooming in. Have a safe summer and enjoy the break. We will see you in September.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Night.
Night, everybody. Have a great end of the year.
Thank you, Mr. Velarde, you too.